I am Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, though the world knows me as El Cid Campeador. I was born in the heart of Castile, and from a young age I served my king, Sancho II. But the destinies of men are uncertain, and after Sancho's death, my loyalty was put to the test. My brother Alfonso betrayed me, accusing me of treason and exiling me. But I am not a man to give up, never was. In exile, I gathered the bravest of the men and formed my own army. Together, we fought and won. In 1081, I faced a much larger army at the Battle of Cuarto. It was a decisive battle, and all eyes were on me. My men trusted me, and that was what gave us victory. Not only did we win that battle, we proved that El Cid was a name to be feared and respected. In exile, I gathered the bravest of the men and formed my own army. Together, we fought and won. In 1081, I faced a much larger army at the Battle of Cuarte. It was a decisive battle, and all eyes were on me. My men trusted me, and that was what gave us victory. Not only did we win that battle, we proved that El Cid was a name to be feared and respected. In 1094, my path took me to Valencia, a city rich in history and power. The Muslims controlled the city, but I saw the opportunity for a new challenge. Valencia was to be mine. The siege began, and with it, the battles that would mark the end of my exile and the beginning of my true reign. The war was not easy. The enemy was strong, and the forces that opposed me were prepared to do anything to retain the city. But I am not a man to back down. I fought day after day with my army, my loyal men at my side. The capture of Valencia was not just a military victory, it was a declaration. No one, neither Moors nor Christians, could doubt the power of El Cid. And when I finally took the city, it was not only with swords and blood. I offered the Muslims peace. I allowed them to live and practice their faith in Valencia, something that surprised many, but it was what my honor dictated. My victory was not only one of arms, but of wisdom. I ruled Valencia with justice, and for 3 years the city flourished under my rule. But not everything is eternal. In 1099, death came to me, tired of battling and ruling. My last fight was against my own body, weakened by illness. However, when I fell, I did not do so as a defeated man. My sword, Tizona, and my name, El Cid, will continue to be remembered for generations. My legacy lives on not only in the lands I conquered, but in the memory of those who fought at my side. I am El Cid Campeador, and my name will never be forgotten.
I, Juana of Castile, was born with a heart full of love and hope, but fate cast me into an abyss of solitude and suffering. My life, marked by the death of my mother and the abandonment of my father, was like a journey through stormy seas. Despite my profound love for Philip the Handsome, my husband, the betrayal of those surrounding our kingdom drove me to lose my sanity. They thought I was mad when my soul shattered from the pain of his untimely death. But no one understood that my madness was merely the cry of a woman torn apart by loss and humiliation. Imprisonment was my sentence, kept away from everything I loved, my children, my life, my reason. In that isolation, the walls of my prison became my only confidant. I spent years in solitude, listening to the voices in my mind that called me mad, when in truth, I was a woman broken by a cruel destiny, dragged down by despair. No one heard my lament, or saw that my suffering was the price of a love they never understood. Thus my fate was written with tears and confinement, while history condemned me to be a shadow, a woman who never stopped loving, though the world called me Juana the Mad.
I am Ramses
Let me know if
II,
you-
known as Ramses the Great, Pharaoh of Egypt, and my name resonates along the lands of the Nile. I ascended to the throne at the age of 25 and ruled for 66 years, bringing Egypt to its peak. My campaigns in Asia and Nubia consolidated our dominion, and my victory at the Battle of Kadesh against the Hittites not only solidified my reputation as a warrior, but also led to a peace treaty, one of the first in history. I was a man of action, but also a visionary. I built monumental temples like the one at Abu Simbel, so that my glory would endure through time, and my name would be carved into eternity. The gods favored me, and my reign marked the zenith of the 19th dynasty. My people adored me, and my enemies feared me, for my power was not only military but divine as well. During my reign, Egypt flourished in welfare and stability. In my court, justice and order prevailed. And with my numerous children, I ensured my lineage would continue for generations. My life was a constant challenge, but also an opportunity to leave a legacy that would endure long after my death. They called me Ramses the Great, and rightly so, for my influence transcended beyond my time, becoming a symbol of Egypt's. Hello, I'm Jean-Baptiste Pointe-de-Sèvres, born in 1745 in what is now Haiti. My story began when I moved to America and settled in what is now Chicago. At that time, this place was just a crossroads in the vast prairies, but I saw its potential. With the help of native tribes, especially the Potawatomi, I established the first permanent settlement in the area. I became a successful fur trader and witnessed the growth of what would eventually become one of the largest cities in the United States. One of the most interesting moments of my life happened during a harsh winter when my boat, filled with goods, got caught in a storm. The Potawatomi, seeing my situation, not only provided shelter, but helped me save my cargo. This act of kindness turned into a strong friendship, and our bond was essential to my survival in those early years. Though my role in founding Chicago was crucial, I was largely forgotten by history for many years. It wasn't until recent times that my contribution began to be acknowledged. Even though I was overlooked, I take pride in knowing that I played a key part in the foundation of a city that would grow to become so influential.
Or Qingshi, the pirate who ruled the seas of China. My story began when I was captured by a pirate named Zheng Yi. After marrying him, I took control of his fleet when he died. I didn't just lead 300 ships and 40,000 pirates. I was a strategist. My rules were clear. We never attacked the innocent. We only targeted the wealthy, merchants, and the Chinese Navy. With strict discipline, my fleet became the most powerful on the South China Sea. We defeated the Chinese Navy, plundered ports, sank ships, and controlled the coasts. But being a pirate isn't just about fighting. It's about knowing when to negotiate. In 1810, after years of conflict, I made an unexpected decision. I surrendered. Instead of continuing the fight, I accepted an offer from the Qing Emperor. In exchange for my loyalty, they granted me land and a pension. I retired and lived peacefully. Today, I'm remembered as the pirate who defied the seas and emerged victorious, not just with riches, but with respect and the chance to live.
Did you
on
know
my own
I'm the
terms.
richest man in history? Yes, I am. My name is Mansa Musa, and my legacy has endured for centuries. I am the emperor of the Mali Empire in West Africa, and during my reign in the 14th century, I was known not only for my wealth, but also for my power. My empire spanned vast lands, from the gold mines of Bambouk to the great cities of Timbuktu and Gao. My wealth was so immense that when I made my pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324, I brought with me a caravan of thousands of people, camels loaded with gold, and gifts to share with the poor. My generosity is said to have disrupted Egypt's economy, as I gave away so much gold that I caused inflation. But it's not just my wealth that defines me. I also invested heavily in education and culture. I founded the famous Sankore University in Timbuktu, which became one of the world's most important centers of knowledge. I promoted Islam and spread it throughout my empire, bringing with it wisdom and art. I am Mansa Musa, and I leave you with this message. The real treasure is not only in gold, but in the legacy we leave in the world. I changed my nation, and my story continues to inspire generations.
Niece of Kublai Khan and an undefeated warrior. My life is far from what was expected of women in my time. Born into a powerful family, I knew one thing. In the steppes, respect is not given, it's earned. By the age of 14, I was leading warriors into battle, riding alongside men, strategizing and facing enemies with my bow and sword. But my true fame doesn't come from the battlefield, it comes from wrestling. My father, the Khan, wanted me to marry, but I set my own terms. Any man who wished to marry me had to defeat me first, and it wasn't free to try. If they lost, they owed me 100 horses. Men tried young, arrogant warriors, seasoned champions. And do you know how it would be? You'd see. There is one man The towering rebel, known for his strength, he wagered 1,000 horses. He won't give up his team. The fight was fierce. He threw me down twice, but I never gave up. At a crucial moment, I turned, threw him to the ground, and pinned him. His defeat was a spectacle, and my herd of horses grew to be the largest in the region. Some say I inspired the legend of Leon, but I know me. I am Putin, a leader, a fighter, a legend. Do you think of when you can't lead? Come, face me.
I am Isabel E. of Leon, born in the 9th century, in a time of uncertainty and war. My kingdom was threatened by Muslim invaders, and despite being a woman, I decided that I would not give up. I gathered the courage not only to rule, but to fight, and to defend what belonged to me. Join me as I tell you how I left my mark on history. Join me as I tell you how I made my mark on history. My kingdom, Leon, was in constant danger. In 791, the Muslims attacked, but I was not going to allow them to destroy us. Commanding my troops, I led with strength and strategy. I was not just the Queen of Leon. I was a warrior who fought for her people. I was a symbol of hope in times of despair, showing everyone that a woman could also be a military. The Battle of Leon was one of the most defining moments of my reign. We faced the invading forces with bravery, fighting not only with swords, but with our hearts. The courage of my soldiers and my own determination allowed us to defend our lands and keep our kingdom united while other kingdoms fell. My example proved that leadership is not measured by gender, but by action and sacrifice. Although my reign came to an end, my legacy lives on through my son, Alfonso III. He consolidated what we had defended and extended our kingdom, becoming a great king. My task was to secure a future for him, to prepare him for what was to come. My story, the story of a warrior woman, was engraved in the memory of Spanish history.
My name is Yasuke. I am not Japanese. My story begins in a faraway land on the African continent, where I was born in a place that may be a mystery to you. I don't remember much about my childhood, but I do remember the feeling of being far away from Japan, a place I never imagined I would ever get to know. My life changed when I was brought to Japan along with a European missionary named Alessandro Valignano in the year 1568, a strong man who caused amazement among the Japanese. My dark skin, something they had never seen before, made me a curiosity. But what they didn't know was that this difference would open up a path for me that many would never have imagined. One day, I met a man who would change my life forever. Oda Nobunaga, a powerful and ambitious leader, master of one of the largest armies in Japan. When he saw me, he was interested in my strength, my presence. At first, he didn't know what to make of a man like me, a foreigner and African, but soon he saw something more in me, my loyalty, my prowess, and he decided that I could be more than just a servant. Thus, I became a samurai. No one thought a man like me could achieve such an honor, but I did. In Japan, a samurai is much more than a warrior. He is a protector, a guardian, and I became the most loyal of Nobunaga's protectors. I fought alongside Nobunaga in several battles, and each victory brought us closer to our dream of unifying Japan. The people respected me, my fellow samurai accepted me, but not everything was easy. In one of those battles, something unexpected happened. My life changed forever. In 1582, Nobunaga was betrayed. During the siege of his castle, an enemy entered and killed him. The betrayal reached us all, and the man who had given me everything, who had believed in me, was gone. Nobunaga's fall meant my downfall as well. I was captured by the enemy, but I was not killed. Instead, I was released, perhaps because they knew that a samurai could not die as a mere prisoner. They let me go, but my mission and my life were changed. After Nobunaga's death, my trail vanished. No one knows what happened to me. Some say I returned to my homeland. Others claim I disappeared into the lands of Japan. The truth is that my story as a samurai is unique. I was the first and only African samurai makes Halag an outsider who found honor in an alien world. And my name is Yasuke, and my story will live in the legends of Japan, where a different man became a samurai.
I am Nikola Tesla, a man with big dreams for the future. From a young age, I knew that electricity would change the world, and I spent my life trying to make it a reality. My greatest vision was a world with free energy, transmitted through the air. I created the Wardenclyffe Tower to make this possible. I imagined a future where everyone could have electricity without wires. But my ideas were not understood. Wireless power, my great dream. I invented the Tesla coil, one of my greatest creations, which remains essential to modern technology today. Although I didn't know it at the time, my inventions would change science forever. Despite my accomplishments, I never received the recognition I deserved. I lived in poverty, never seeing the real impact of my work. But today, the breakthroughs I created live on, in every radio, in every telephone. My life was a struggle, but my vision never faded. I still live in every spark of innovation. Because even though the world has forgotten me, my dream of a better future is still burning.